Hi there. Okay, this is going to be video number 51. Alright, but it's going to be video number 13 of module 3. Alright, let's go over to our trading station, and the indicator that we're going to be using in conjunction with the awesome oscillator this time is going to be the money flow index, the MFI. And as you may recall from module 2, we have levels 80 and 20, which let us know whether to go long or short. Okay, and the purpose of the money flow index is to basically measure the money going in and the money going out. Okay, and normally when you see that this goes up to the top and penetrates below, it's a sell signal, and when it penetrates from below and goes up, it's normally a buy signal, but it doesn't always work out true in our favour because there are some sporadic results that appear. Alright, so we need to use maybe a second indicator, or to even use these two trigger points that I have in here. Got 55 and 45. So when the market's coming from below and it goes up towards and hits that 55, it's time to go long, time to buy that trade. And when the money flow index is coming from above and it's coming down, we want it to hit the 45 to give us a sell signal. Alright, now sometimes that doesn't always work out on its own, but sometimes it does. So we want to try and get an extra confirmation from the awesome oscillator indicator. Alright, and we're going to use it in the same manner as we had before, but with a little bit of a difference. We're not going to really worry about where the signal starts, although you could do that if you want to make even a stronger signal set. Alright, but for this particular exercise, we don't really need to worry about where the bars appear on the upper level of the vertical scale. Here, it just needs to be an upwards color of green. Alright, needs to match these candles. These candles are green, and these are green to dictate, that we're going up. Okay, alright. So with that in mind, we will need to take a look at these signals here, and let's just take a quick look-see. Oh, let me just pause the video for one moment. Okay, so what we're looking for here is, just get the crosshair tool out for a moment, and we're looking for a buy signal. So the MFI is coming from underneath, okay, and we're looking for it to hit this area, and it does. Now as soon as it hits that area, you can see that it's hit this red bar. That's no good. We don't want that. Even though the market did go up, we don't know that 100%. Okay, so we always need to have a what if in our mind, but not a paranoid what if to prevent us from taking our trade because we're second guessing. We still need to have this confident assurance about ourselves when we're doing our analysis, and then trust that analysis. Okay. Alright, so we don't take that trade on this particular instance because the second indicator is not telling us to. And then we have another area right here where the market has actually dropped, and it's come up a little bit and then it dropped again. So we've got two areas. So we'll take the first area. Alright, and the first area where it drops comes underneath the 55, and you might be saying, well, hang on, Ross, didn't you say we need to have a short signal on 45? Yes, you're right. So I'm glad you're paying attention. So it went down and it went up above 55 and it came back down again. So this is the area where we have the short signal. Okay, so let's get our line tool out, use that as a marker. You can see basically where the actually cross is. Alright, and our sell signal would have been right there. Now, if you recall, I always say that we don't have buys or sell signals when we have, like, here's a resistance. We don't want to do a buy signal. Well, we don't want to see a buy signal happen on the resistance level. Okay, and conversely, we don't want to see a sell signal on a support level. Okay, and you can see here, this is the area here that we've actually marked from this point to there, which will be our sell signal entry to go short. But as we've drew this line in, we can see that we are on a bit of support there, and there's a bit of resistance there. Alright, and you might turn around and say, well, okay, well, here's a bit of a resistance there, but we only want to take sell trades on resistances. But yes, but the majority is showing that we are on a support. Okay, so we don't take that trade. It's a no good one. Alright, So let's scoot back a little bit and see if we can find some entries in the market that would be suitable for a buy or sell opportunity. Alright, so that's not one there, and we're looking for a sell signal not known because it's showing a green bar right there. Here is another sell signal right here. It shows it's on the red, but we're having the same scenario as before. It's sitting on the support, so that's no good. And here is a sell right here, but we don't see the histogram below the vertical scale when the signal appears, so that's no good. Alright, here's another little sell there, but that's no good because we came from up and then down. We want to see it come from above and then down. Alright, here's a sell signal right there. Hey, oh, okay, let's take a look. Hey, that looks good. Alright. Okay, so this actually lines up right here. So there's our short signal right there. It came from above and came down, so that's good. So that's our number one kind of trigger. Here's our number two type of trigger because this is actually below the histogram, so that's good. So number two checks off great, number one checks off great. And now we're looking for where the signal appears, and the signal appears actually on this candle, so it'll be somewhere along this line. So we can see that indeed that this is a resistance area. Resistance are only good for sell levels, for sell opportunities. Alright, so that's a good signal. Oops, that was supposed to be a little smiley face, but never mind. There we go. Okay, so that's good. So we can go short on there. Alright, and take it as far as we can. And then we take a look at the next previous areas for targets. Okay, and then see how you get on. You remember how we did the trail step with that one? Now we take our stop loss from there, and then we move it to break even once the trade gets into profit. We take off a half a lot or half of our position, and so forth and so on. Alright, let's see if we can go ahead and find some buy signals, some really good buy signals. That's not one because it's not green, it's not a green bar. And let's take a look at this one. Okay, this one looks okay. So just get our horizontal line tool out, and we can see that it happens around about there. Let's move back a little bit. Alright, so here's our buy signal right here, so that's okay. It's also on a green bar, so that's okay as well. And it looks like we are on a bit of support slash resistance. The reason why I say slash resistance because we've got a bit of activity below it, directly below it as well, and we also have some activity above it also. But that should be okay. That should be okay. I mean, all I'm saying it should be okay because I'm not saying it's because of this area here, but it does look like a good area that you could actually go in and actually take that long trade on. And you've got a pretty low risk area right there as well. So I mean, here's a nice support down the bottom here. So if the market did come back down, you could go back in again at this level and go back up higher for double or lot size to recoup what you did before. And it only needs to come up halfway to recoup any losses that you might get. Alright, so there's all these different little techniques that you can do to replenish any losses that you may have had if you acted at an inopportune time. I mean, sometimes I make the odd mistake as well. I mean, even despite that I've been trading for 12 years, but it just happens. And when I experience losses, I look for other areas in the market that have good potential. And if I did one lot on the previous trade, then I might do two lots on the next one. But I only do so if my money management and my risk management allow so. Alright, I won't over leverage my account. If I can only afford 1.2 lots, then I'll do 1.2 lots. Alright, and then I'll just manage my patience a little bit more before I can, so I can get that money back that I lost beforehand. Okay. Alright, so give that a go. Alright, see how you get on. Okay, give this maybe like 2 or 3 days to find some pretty good signals. You should have some pretty good success on the 1 hour time frames and maybe even lower. But and persevere with that. But again, I always prefer to give people the option, to really use the 4 hour time frames, really, because that's the ones I really work off. I don't really like working off lower time frames, and I prefer to give support on higher time frames than lower time frames, because I don't really want you to get burnt out. Alright, and I really want you to really make a lot of money at this. Alright, so if you're going to go on lower time frames, please do so at your own risk, and understand that my strategy, my strategy style, my trading style is normally on the higher time frames. Alright, that's why I'm more successful than most other people out there. Alright, because I'm using the higher time frames. Alright, so give it a go, see how you get on. Alright, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye for now.